Alright, so haven't uploaded, but wanted to do something a little different. That being making like a talk thing on this channel, MinuteVideos. They're filled with a bunch of just really shitty video. A lot of them just piss me off because they don't make sense. All the characters are either just evil bastards or completely fucking ignorant. And I found a pretty good one. It's called "I Thought It Would Get Him to Love Me More." And I was looking around. Apparently they changed the titles of these a lot. Like a lot. But, I mean, you know, you do whatever.
When I was around 5 months pregnant, my boyfriend and I got into a serious argument. The yelling back and forth escalated into him shoving me. When he apologized, I told him, "You didn't just shove me. You shoved your little boy as well."
Damn, you set that boy straight. I'm just looking now. There's something seriously wrong with that woman's eyes. Yeah, you tell him, you strong, independent woman. Boy shouldn't be shoving you like that.
Not too many teens think about planning their pregnancy as a teenager, but I was that girl.
Okay, so in general, you shouldn't be really thinking about getting a baby around that time. I haven't actually seen this yet, so I don't know. But, so far, it seems as though you shouldn't, really be planning something that's serious and involved, as a teenager. Because it's not very much age-wise, it's more of, can you actually do it? Can you take care of the kid and be there for it?
I would admire seeing these pregnant teens on YouTube. How they had gotten pregnant and how that ended up growing their relationship even more with their boyfriend.
Okay, so most of these stories are actually faked, and teen pregnancy is not something to be admired or glorified at all. It's very much just not the best topic, Like I said, a lot of them are faked, made for attention, and they're pretty toxic, honestly.
Even to the point of getting married. I was sure I was with the one, and we were destined for this teen pregnancy happily ever after story.
Like I just said, it's not a happily ever after. If you can't afford to keep the kid, or you can't raise the kid, you're putting his or her life in jeopardy, and their future is fucked because you decided that you wanted a happily ever after with your fucking hubby. Don't be an idiot.
So, when my boyfriend of 3 years thought it was time for us to start a family, I completely agreed. We were both 18, which we thought would give us an even bigger advantage because
being 18 doesn't mean shit, like I said. Just because you're a specific age doesn't mean you're mentally or financially prepared for having a kid. And the thought of just going out on a whim and just saying, "Oh, now that we're 18, we're adults." No, you're not an adult. You're not. I'd say by whenever you're 21, you're an adult. But even then, you still need to be, ready for that. And at that age, 16? You've been able to have a job for 2 years now? You're probably still living with your parents, because most people don't move out until their late 20s. So, unless you want your parents also taking care of that kid, I suggest you don't.
Because we weren't just teenagers, but adults.
Like I just said, you're not adults. I mean, legally you are, but mentally, no.
One day in early November, it hit me that I hadn't had my period since September. I went to a clinic right away, took a test, and got a big fat positive result I was hoping for. I was so overjoyed with emotions, not to mention in shock and even a bit scared. I shoved the test stick in my bag and made my way to my boyfriend's house, which was a short walk away from the clinic. I felt like my feet weren't touching the ground, like I was floating on a cloud the entire way there. I was all giddy and excited to surprise him with the news. He was surprised all right, but it wasn't the good kind of surprise. I thought the—
Personally, I wouldn't be either. I mean, if my girlfriend came up to me, 18, I'm not mentally prepared for shit like this, and then she's like, guess what, we're pregnant! You are? Oh, that's fantastic. Whoops.
pregnancy would immediately bring us even closer together from that day onwards. I wish things went as well as we talked about, but sadly, that isn't what happened at all. We started fighting a lot more over just about everything. I ended up leaving my after-school job because I was too sick from the pregnancy to work.
This is what I'm talking about. You need a good, stable income from both sides, that if one was to quit, the other would be able to take over and still have enough money to get through. So if you quit your job, your partner should be able to support you in your time of need, which I don't think they will be able to, because, just think about it, just 18, quitting your job because you decided to get pregnant like a fucking idiot. Not the smartest move.
Around the same time, my jobless boyfriend irresponsibly decided to drop out of school.
Oh, great. And he was jobless as well. So, that makes it even worse. He didn't even have a job to begin with. And so, instead of being smart about it, planning ahead, like a adult would do, instead of what you are, which is a child, you fucked yourself. And your future. Of having a kid and having it grow up to be a reasonable fucking person. You fucked it. You messed up. Nice.
We were both seniors in high school. We were both supposed to be graduating that year. I reminded him about how not having a diploma or at least something equivalent will ruin his future. But he didn't seem to care. We just couldn't get along like before. Our relationship was going downhill fast. I hoped that by knowing the gender of our baby, the pregnancy might seem more real to him, compared to only seeing me tired and agitated before, and that our relationship would finally get better. But I was completely wrong. As soon as we found out we were having a boy, he acted indifferent, even annoyed that he had to be there. At that moment, I wanted to cry, but
Now, not all the pressure's on her. I'm not saying it's her fault. She was pregnant. It's a fault on both sides. But I really think that, because none of these stories are true, of course. They pump these out like a fucking machine. But really, they're both idiots for doing such a just awful, awful thing. So, yeah, not the smartest move.
cry, but I had to keep it together for our baby. I needed to be strong. When I was around 5 months pregnant, we got into a serious argument. I don't want to talk about this anymore, I said. No, I am not letting this go. We are talking this through. He yelled back.
The reasonable thing to do. I mean, think about it. You just want to, just pretend that none of this is happening. As your life's falling into fucking shambles. If anything, I think he was doing the smart thing of talking about it and trying to plan ahead for, what's to come. Because, it's all happening so fast. I feel like he has the right to want to talk. And for you to just try to brush it off and ignore it because you're tired of him being mad is really just inconsiderate of his feelings and your guys' future.
Back. I tried to leave his house, but he blocked the door and covered the handle with his hand, so I couldn't leave. I tried moving
Like I just said, same time we'll fucking push you for locking the door and everything, keeping you in there. At the same time, he has the right to talk.
I couldn't leave. I tried moving my hand on the door, but he would just push it away and yell some more. He was getting scary, and I really just wanted to leave. After a few more attempts of reaching the door, he started to shove me. Each time I would shout, "Stop."
This is where it crosses the line. You're never supposed to touch the woman, even if she is being a total fucking idiot and being a pesteris bitch. Even then, you don't touch them. It's the laws of the world. Even then, she's not allowed to touch you back. Just saying.
Stop! He would just
Call it double
keep doing it. His mom had to finally come down to stop the fighting. When she left the room, he apologized. I didn't have much to say to him except to tell him, "You didn't just shove me. You shoved your little boy as well." I ended up running to my friend's house and told her what just happened. I decided to get the cops involved. We didn't really speak to each other much after that, but slowly we found our way back to each other. I mean, he is the father of my baby and all. Things weren't too bad, but they were definitely on and off. We both realized we clearly weren't ready for what we decided to do months back, and what lay in front of us.
Fucking obvious. It took you guys this long to realize, oops, maybe we shouldn't have done what we've done. And now you're fucked. Nice. Big brain move. Genius. Absolutely exquisitely smart. Nice.
What lay in front of us. We felt that the best outcome would be to give our baby up for adoption. I thought we had quite some time ahead of us to think the adoption through, but at 25 weeks pregnant, I started having what I thought was Braxton Hicks, practice contractions. The next day, I went for my regular pregnancy checkup, and when I told my doctor about the pain, she checked me down there, looked up at me, and said calmly, "I'm going to send you to the hospital because you were dilated and I can see the bag of water." Dilated? At 25?
Oh no. Dilated. Bro, you gotta go like the eye doctor or some shit? Cause like, this gotta do with your like pupils, right? They're getting like big or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty serious. Should probably get that checked out.
Weeks? Is that even possible? I can't possibly give birth to my son at 25 weeks! Panic, fear, worry, these emotions on it.
Okay, game theory. I'm just assuming. That kid's fucking dead. That kid's like super duper dead. Like, a lot dead. That kid is not coming out right.
Emotions on a constant loop in my mind as we drove to a hospital an hour away from where I lived that could deal with premature babies. The doctor informed my boyfriend and I that our baby would have a 50% chance of survival if he arrived right now.
Okay, place your bets. Place your bets. Okay, so we got $25 on living and a couple hundred on that baby's fucking dead. Alright, let's see which we get, boys.
Fortunately, that didn't happen.
Oh, thank God. Wait. No, wait. Oh shit, I just fucking bet all my money. God damn it. Well, I guess Team Baby Survives wins. Guess I should have seen that coming.
Did, however, spend 3 weeks on bed rest, during which I had to deal with, "I don't get to spend time with you, and there's never anything to do here." Blah, 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 constant nagging. It was just so rude and disrespectful of—
Pro tip. Tell the boyfriend to shut the fuck up. That's all I gotta say. He's just being an ass. Like I said, everyone on this is either a complete fucking idiot, check the fucking mom, or just an evil, just piece of shit. Check boyfriend.
A constant nagging. It was just so rude and disrespectful of him. The night our son arrived, he wasn't there, which was a blessing as I didn't want him there. It was such a beautiful moment, but my poor baby was taken away right after I gave birth. I could only touch his arm, then he had to be rushed off and connected to a breathing tube. He was born at 28 weeks exactly. With him being born prematurely, I had to call off the whole adoption thing. I mean, if I would have gone through with it, I'd be in the picture building a bond with him until he was well enough to go with his family. It would be impossible to part ways after that. And even if I wasn't required to stay and care for him, I wasn't just going to leave him in the hospital and walk out like it never happened. This little boy needed me. I could just feel it. After 4 long and difficult months of our son being in the newborn intensive care unit, he was finally able to come home. Me being hopeful again, I thought that things between my boyfriend and I would get better now that the super stressful times were behind us. Then, one day, he comes over to my house to...
Super stressful times aren't behind you. This is just phase 2. Phase 1 was the awfulness of being pregnant and the pains and the financial suffering. But now you have an even, I'd say, probably even worse part. Now, even more financial struggle. Because now you actually have to raise the fucking thing. Have fun with that. Shit.
See me and the baby. I was telling him how tired I am, that I don't even have time to take a shower on some days from taking care of our son around the clock. He suggested that I have a nice long shower and said he'd watch over our son. Wow, I thought. Maybe he is coming around. And then I realized I had just left him in the same room with our son's money bank.
Seriously? What? How did you... God. I mean, I knew the guy wasn't like too good, but fuck, dude. Shit. I mean, that's like just out of nowhere. Like, you fucking what? All of a sudden there's a money bank? Alright. Sure. Why not, I guess.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I had this strong gut feeling I couldn't ignore to check the bank.
That woman has no tits. They're just not there. They're not there. They don't exist. Man, what a life. How are we gonna like feed your baby? Like, you don't even have nipples. Your baby, unless you use formula, your baby's dead. Your baby's just dead. I'm so sorry.
So when he left, I counted the money. $50 was gone. Still, I didn't want to assume anything. Maybe I spent it and forgot to account for it. But I did end up asking his mom to ask him. The next day, he came over and gave me the missing money back. He stole from his own kid. I couldn't believe it. That was really the last straw for...
Okay, this art style... There's nothing exactly wrong with it. I mean, some of the proportions are fucked. Mrs. No Tits. But, I can't help look at the dad's face, and all I can think of is, like, fucking the art style, like Curious George and shit, because they have the outlines, but then the white and everything. It looks exactly like something like Curious George. And all I can imagine is fucking Curious George is over in the fucking like park or whatever playing while this is happening next door.
Me. He has never helped out financially, not even $1. So I finally decided to file for child support. Showing him the papers wasn't easy, and all he said was, "This is going to ruin my life." Seriously? Ruin his life? What about my life, our son's life? What about the promises and what he said he would do for me? I'm glad I stood up for myself and our son and got him to finally take responsibility for what we started together. As you can see, not all things in life go as planned. Despite the betrayal and disappointment, I'm trying to be the best.
That's the thing. You didn't plan it. You didn't. Of course it didn't go to plan, because you didn't plan it all. You didn't plan it in the slightest. I'm just saying. You really fucking didn't. Your plan consisted of teenager, have baby, have nice fun Instagram life, because all the Instagram teenagers and YouTubers are having such a fun life with their little fucking half-born baby. No, it's not how life works. You have to have a better plan than, oh, this will bring me closer together. Think about it. Don't be stupid.
version of myself and provide the best life I can give to our son.
Alright, so, that was the end of that. In short, get smarter about stuff. Don't just dive, like, head in just because you think that it would be better for your relationship. Because most likely, it's not. It's not at all. Not the smartest moves. If this was a real family, I don't think their lives would go too well. And I think that baby is going to grow up to be a very sad person. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you had fun. I know I had fun making it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.